Boom. No, like, okay, no, I need to be able to do it so that at least it's possible. No! Okay. The base plate, okay? What an amazing piece of technology. Just listen to me for a second, okay? Take a second to just admire this thing, okay? Let's just analyze it for 2 seconds, okay? So first of all, what does the base plate even do for us? When we load in, it provides us a space to stand so that we don't fall into the pits of hell or some shit, okay? Look at this. Look how far you would fall if not for the base plate, okay? Let me just do this. You see how big of a fall this is? Why is this guy inviting me to play? Especially at this time, bro. It's bro, this guy's I don't know. This guy's 9, I'm pretty sure. I don't know why he's inviting me to play at 6 a.m. But yeah, just look how big of a pit this is, okay? If it wasn't for the base plate, then every time you would load in and every time you would try to just walk, you wouldn't be able to walk anyway. You'd just fall into the endless steps of Roblox here, okay? Or even take this for example, when you load in, let's say we load in a part, the base plate is so nice just to sort of have this out for us. Each one of these squares represents one stud, okay? So let's say you're using this, okay? You can this is 1 stud, this is 2 stud, this is 3 stud, this is 4 stud. It's supposed to lock in place, but I don't have it like that for some reason. I think if I enable that, yeah, there we go. You can see that each block is worth 1 stud, okay? See boom, 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 boom. The base plate just goes through such effort to make life easier for us. It stops us from falling through the void. It makes life easier for us by having each stud marked out by a little square. Ugh. What else does it do? It holds the spawn location, okay? The base plate is the child. It's the mother of the spawn location, okay? Look at the base plate, okay? And then look at the spawn location, okay? What do they have in common? They're both gray, okay? They're both parts, okay? They're both parts with textures. Well, not really the spawn location. It's more of its own thing. But you get what I mean? It's a square. This is a square. The base plate is also a square. They both have texture decals, basically the same thing. They both have very similar properties. They both have basically the exact same properties actually. They're basically cousins or something, okay? But anyways, I digress. The base plate is great, and in today's video, I'm thinking, okay, why don't I make a game just using the base plate, okay? And by that I mean, okay, I'm gonna duplicate the base plate, boom. I'm gonna shrink it down, way down. I think it's this one, way down, like that. Okay, I'm gonna lift it up a little bit. That is one, I did not know the base plate was so thick. I'm gonna do this. We're gonna do this, and then boom, now we have a little platform, okay? All of the parts of this map, okay, are gonna be made using the base plate. I'll probably rename them here and there. Okay, the base plate is it's not letting me click it. There we go. I might have to rename them maybe, but each part that we use in this game will look like this, okay? And now, the important thing, what kind of game are we even gonna make, okay? There's so much to choose from. I'm thinking either an obby, a simulator, or a tycoon, okay? But let's just keep this mad simple, okay? And what you're gonna be able to do is you're gonna be able to buy upgrades to sort of make your base plate look more beautiful. So first of all, let's shrink down this base plate. Boom. Let's say this is your default base plate, okay? Let's say when you load in, your base plate is unfortunately stuck to this size, okay? However, ignore these, by the way. This is for a previous video, I think 2 videos ago. It's pretty cool. It's just a stick that kills me. And then this is a sword. I think I was testing something with this, but I just didn't finish testing it. Actually, speaking of which, I'm gonna take that out of starter pack because it doesn't do anything. It's just a sword. But anyways, yeah, cool. So let's say you load in, okay? That was by accident. That just scared the hell out of me. Whoa. This is another thing. Okay, bro, go away. I'm gonna push him off. We don't need you today, bro. I'm sorry. Okay, I took with him. Okay, that's pretty cool. And then every time you get cash, okay, you'll be able to spend it on upgrades that will just like make your base plate look more beautiful. So we'll have like some default size, okay? We'll have like some default size upgrades, okay? Like maybe you can make your base plate bigger, but like another thing is you'll be able to like have base plate themed decoration, okay? So like imagine you get like a tree, okay? And then let's like just make a tree. What a beautiful tree, okay? And then if I go into the base plate, I can just copy this texture, okay? I can just do Control C on the texture. I can hold Shift down. Oopsie. I can just like click this bottom part, hold down Shift, click the part at the top, and it's going to select all of them in the middle. And then if I do Shift Command V, it's going to paste that texture in all of them, okay? That didn't really work how I thought it was going to work. Maybe if I like studs per tile, maybe if I increase this, I don't know. I'll figure out how I can make like the base plate texture just wrap around this later, okay? But you get the point. Like the base plate is going to be so like versatile to us. We're just going to do everything we can to give it the respect we deserve and just make an entire game using the base plate, okay? So without further ado, that's enough explanation. Let me like think for a second. Let me figure out what kind of game I'm going to make, and then I'll just get back to you. Okay, so so boys, girls, ladies with gentle hands, I have came up with the idea of the game we're gonna make, okay? We're gonna make an obstacle course which gives you money, and then you'll be able to spend that money on like upgrades for the base plate. So maybe you'll be able to like extend it out this way, or maybe you'll be able to extend it out this way, or maybe you'll be able to like buy trees, buy shelter, buy houses, all base plate themed, okay? That's a pretty good idea if I do say so myself. So without further ado, let's just like get into it, okay? So what I've quickly just gone ahead and done is I made this little part, and what I did was I applied like the base plate texture to all faces, okay? Which basically means that like no matter what angle you look at it from, it will look like the base plate. So if I like stretch it out this way, for example, so on this side it'll look like the base plate, on this side, on this side, on this side, and on this side. So it's literally like a base plate cube. And then what I'm gonna do is actually, before I even like continue making the obby, actually no, I'll do that for later, okay? I'll just leave that for later, okay? But anyways, let's just like get started with the obstacle course. I haven't made an obby in like so long, so imagine if I like just mess up and then all of a sudden you have to like figure that out. And then also, just because like I said so, I'm also gonna be able to like change the color of it if I want. I might not, but I might, just to make things easier, so you know like what the kill bricks look like and stuff. But even then, maybe it could be like a challenge where like we just leave it alone. So it's just gonna be like your traditional obby. This is gonna be like the starting piece. Then you're gonna have like your long strip here. I'm gonna lift this up, and then I'm just gonna like make the kill brick pieces, okay? So first we're gonna do like the traditional, like the little rows, like these little thick rows where you have to like jump over them so they don't like kill you where you stand. And then actually, before I even go any further, I'm gonna make a folder into the workspace, and I'm gonna rename it kill bricks. And then I'm gonna put like this, and I think it's this piece, or is it, yeah, these two pieces. I'm gonna put them inside of here so that every time I like duplicate them, they just like stay inside of here. And I'm doing that just for like ease of access, okay? So it doesn't end up clogging the workspace, see? Because now that I have 3 and they're all named part 2, so that's especially gonna get confusing. All I have to do is like close the folder, and it's like they're not even there anymore. Now we have like these little kill brick looking things made using the base plate. And then let me anchor this, the whole thing, so it just doesn't like destroy itself when I load into the game. So then now this is like the first level for our thing. Let's move on to like making the squares, okay? But real quick, let me just like load in and make sure like it's actually like pretty cool. There we go. That's 5-year-old me kicking in right there. I'll be pro, let me tell you that. Like when I jump over it, my foot's not gonna touch it, right? Amazing, okay? Anyways, yeah. So that's the first stage of the obby done. And then now we're gonna move on to like the little death squares, okay? I'm trying to figure out, maybe I should add, what should I add to this to like have it be more base plate themed? It's gonna be like an obstacle course made using the base plate, right? So surely we should have like some sort of like base plate theme with it, so it's like more, you know what I mean? I'm trying to figure out how could I maybe do that? How could I maybe have it so like there's more of like a base plate element to it? But then what does that like even mean? What does that even mean to like have an obby be more base plate element? Like, do you just, I feel like this is pretty like base platey enough, no? With like the textures on the squares and stuff. Hopefully this is not too big. And then what I can do is literally just do this. Then I can just do Control D, and then I can just move it up like this. I'd say that's like about enough, right? So then now we have like the little this done, and then now we have like this done. What else? What about like base plate parkour now? Okay, so then now, okay, you reach here, and then also we might add checkpoints if I feel like it. But anyways, now what if we do like some base plate parkour? So now the color of the brick is gonna go back to like the normal concrete gray or whatever you call it, and then now we'll have like base plate themed parkour. Okay, I think with this is going to be like a, not hard to make, but like a bit hard to like get the gaps right, because I don't want it to like be too far away, but then I don't want it to be like too close so that like it's so easy to like make the jumps. And then we'll have it like go from like being like that to like going slightly upward. Is this like a doable jump? Probably. Okay, so one thing I just realized, I need to like take all of these out of the whatchamacallit, out of the kill brick folder, yeah, because that's gonna be a bit of a, like, if these are in the kill brick folder whilst I make the script, then like they're just gonna kill you, which is gonna be horrible. Okay, so then I'm just gonna put them into the workspace, but then once again they're gonna clog up the workspace, so then we'll just make another folder called parkour jumps, or like just parkour, and then I'll just like highlight all of these, take it from the top, and then put it into here. All the parts that are inside of the workspace, just that and this. Okay, why did I do it like that? Why did I just like remove this and just have this like stretch all the way? Good question, great question actually. Now you do the parkour jumps, and then let me just double check that these are actually doable, so I don't keep making it meanwhile it's all just horribly wrong. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, I pressed the space bar, but okay. Wow, I did all the kill bricks. Okay. Oh, okay, I'm not even gonna test that again. That was okay. One more time, okay. Boom. Do 1 jump, do 2 jump, do 3 jump, 4 jump, 5 jump, 6 jump, 7 jump, 8 jump. Okay, cool. I can space these out like a little bit more. But anyways, what now? So we have this, we have this, we have this. We'll probably add like 2 more levels, okay? So I'm just gonna duplicate this and then have it be like a wall of truss, okay? The wall of truss. So off rip, this is going against the rules, so I'm just gonna get rid of all of that. I can't, like, as I was making this, I completely forgot about that. So I'm gonna just delete all of that. Nope, that's against the rules. We have to use just the base plate, okay? So what I'll do is I'll just drag this piece up, scale it down, and then I'll have it like you're trying to climb a wall. And then we'll just have it so that it's like rock climbing, basically. Okay, this is what I came up, I can't lie, it looks pretty mid, but we'll try it out now. So if I load in, click shift so I can lock in. Okay, so it goes like this, and then it goes like this. Then you can just kind of, okay, you can't really cheat that, can you? Actually, yes you can. There we go. Boom. Okay, I can't do that jump. Okay, and I just fell off. Okay, so we'll try it one more time. Okay, so we'll try it one more time. Amazing. Okay, and then what I'll even do just to make it like a tiny bit harder, because like that wasn't hard enough, I'll take like one of these, I'll duplicate it, I'll bring it over to here, and then now all of a sudden you have to avoid kill bricks as you traverse. Okay, I'll make them small so they're not like crazily in the way, but it's still gonna be like a bit of a challenge. Okay, cool, I think that's about good. Okay, I'm trying to think, what now? So we have the kill bricks, okay, we have the ladders, okay, we have the wall of pain, okay. Then after that, what do we just give the player his cash and then allow him to like purchase upgrades? I guess so. Yeah, you've beat the obby, congrats. So then now what I'll do is, because this is like supposed to be a scripting tutorial, not like a building tutorial, once again I proved to you guys that my building skills are immaculate and I was born to be a modeler. We'll just scale this down, spread it out like this way, this way, this way, put a part here, boom, boom. We'll make like a, actually no, base plate, remember, base plate, of course, base plate. Do this, and then we'll have like the wall of Baseplate or something. Cool. So then they come up here, and then we'll also add like a click detector inside of it, so then the player will be able to like click it, okay? So then now, like when they reach this part of the stage, I'm not even gonna try test this, honestly. And then like they'll just be able to click this, they'll get teleported back to here, and they'll get cash, okay? And now you're probably thinking, okay, cool. So this is basically done, okay? Let me just do one more thing. Let me take all of these pieces outside of the workspace. I mean, outside of the folder, okay? Do that. And then let me rename this to like money giver or like RB complete. So then now whenever you like, so just that it's easier to see, okay? And then I'll even put these into like their own little folder called the success folder. Or maybe I'll just like group them as a model, and then it'll be like, okay, cool. Success platform. Cool, so literally all the player, okay, I think I was uncomfortably close to the mic for like way too long. All the player has to do now is click this button, he'll get teleported back to here, and then he will get cash so that he can purchase his base plate upgrades, okay? Now you're probably thinking, okay, how are we gonna do that? How are we even gonna give the player cash, or how are we even gonna like create a cash value? I'm so glad you asked, okay? We're gonna go into server script service, we're gonna make a new script, and we're gonna name this script leader stats, okay? Now, if you don't know what a leader stat is, I'll just make one and I'll show you. So then first what we're gonna do is we're gonna establish our variables as we do with every script. Wow, that's it, okay? Just the one variable. So players equals game get service players. Whenever we mention the keyword players, or the name of the variable, which is players, it's gonna refer to the service players, which allows us to like find out stuff like whether a player has joined, whether a player has left, like specific players in the game, stuff like that. So then what we'll do is players dot player added, and then we'll connect a function that occurs every time a new player joins the game. So then every time a player joins the game, we'll give them the leader stats thing. And the way we do that is simple. Local leader stats equals instance.new folder. And then by the time I'm finished with this, I'll like explain everything, okay? Okay, cool. So now all the scripting is done. It's literally just 1, 2, 3, 4 lines, okay? So we do local leader stats. So we name our variable leader stats equals instance.new folder, comma player. And then what this does is it creates a new instance, and the instance it creates is folder. So you know like how in our workspace we have like the parkour folder, the kill bricks folder. What this does is it just creates like a new folder exactly like that, but it parents it to the player in the game. So that's literally exactly basically what it does. It creates a new folder and it parents it to the player. So now the folder is a child of the player that joins the game, okay? And then we do comma plus what we want to parent it to. And what we want to parent it to is the player. And then we change the name of the folder to leader stats, okay? Because the variable is called leader stats, okay? But the folder is still called folder, okay? So then we do leader stats.name, so we can change the name of the folder, and we just change it to leader stats, okay? That's actually very important. If it's not leader stats, then like it won't appear in the game, okay? And then we do local money equals instance.new integer value or int value, and then we parent that to the leader stats. So like just to explain it again, what it does is it creates like a new int value, and an int value is literally just a number value, okay? Integer means number. It creates a new number value, and then it just parents it to, let me rename this to leader stats. It creates a new variable called money, and then we assign a new instance, being an integer value, to this variable, okay? And then we parent it to the leader stats. So it literally just does what I showed in the workspace, okay? In the Explorer, sorry. It creates a new integer value and it parents it to leader stats, okay? And then we change the name of the integer value to money. So money.name equals money. It literally just goes into like here and it changes this to money. Cool. So then now whenever a new player joins the game, it will like run this script. My AirPods are about to die, as you can see, which sucks because I'm about to go to school in a second. So I have like half an hour, so who cares? So then now whenever a new player loads into the game, if you look in the top right, they load in with like this cool little thing that shows their name, and it shows their money on the right side, okay? Isn't that pretty cool? So then yeah, I'm actually about to like I could probably like quickly do like this thing and then probably have to dip out after that, okay? But hopefully I don't sacrifice like explanation for it. Anyways, we're gonna like load in a new script into server script service. Okay, cool. And then what we're going to do is we're going to like make these like red bricks kill people, okay? Whoa, scary. But it's not as scary as it sounds. We're just gonna like set the person who touches it, who touches the red part's health, we're gonna set that to 0. So then now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back into my script and I'm gonna do local kill bricks folder equals workspace dot kill bricks. Okay, so then now it refers to the folder named kill bricks within the workspace. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna loop through this folder, we're gonna get each part, and then we're just gonna make it so that whenever it's touched, it kills the player. Okay, very simple. So actually what we can do is for each part, for each comma part in kill bricks, get the children. So it's basically just gonna like open up the folder and it's gonna get each individual part. What we want to do is, okay, let's get rid of this end statement. Part dot touched. Wait, no, we're gonna do if part, okay, is a part, then part dot touched connect function anonymous autofilled, and then we're going to do whatever touches part as our parameter. So a parameter is like a variable with no function, or sorry, a variable with no value. So basically this right now without anything underneath it is equal to like this. Okay, let me just get rid of that x. Is equal to this. It's equal to nothing because we haven't assigned it a variable yet or a value. I keep getting them mixed up. Okay, anyways, now we can do local character equals whatever touches the part dot parent. Okay, and then we can do local player equals, and then real quick I just need to like do another variable. Local players equals game get service minus, then we can do players dot get player from character, and then I can just put character in here. Okay, and then I can do if not character, oh sorry, no, if not player then return end. I'm pretty sure I'm making this like way more complicated than it needs to be. I don't need the if part is a part because it of course it's going to be a part. Okay, so I can just get rid of that because like the only thing inside of the folder is a part. For each part in, and then part.touch connected function. Okay, cool. Yeah, you need this part. Yeah, you don't need, because the only thing inside of the folder is a part. So then why would you need to like find out if it's a part if they're all parts already? Okay, anyways, then we do local character equals whatever touches the part.parent. Okay, so then let's say the part touches the part that it sits on. Okay, now character is going to be equal to workspace because whatever touches the part.parent is what character is going to be equal to. So then if the part is touching the base plate, then character is going to be equal to workspace. But let's say if I touch the base plate, if Tyson newbie in here touches the base plate, character is now going to be equal to Tyson newbie, okay? Because character is equal to whatever touches the part's parent. Wow. And then local player equals players get player from character. Character, it tries to get a player from character. It tries to get a player from whatever touches the part's parent, okay? So then let's say the base plate touches the part. Obviously, the parent of the base plate is a workspace, okay? So then local player equals get players from character. It'll try to get a player from the workspace. But the thing is, it doesn't work like that because obviously the workspace isn't a player. But then let's say I touch the part, okay? It gets my parent and then it assigns that to the character, okay? It assigns that value to the character variable. So then now character is equal to tie some newbie. So then we do local player equals get players from character. So then now character is equal to tie some newbie, which is me, a player. And that's gonna be like, okay, can we get a player from this? Wait, actually we can. What the hell? As you can see from here, if you look in the properties tab, you can see that there's a character. Okay, it's like, oh wait, we can actually get a player from this. Okay, cool. This is a player. Let him on through. And then we do if not player, then return end. So if anything other than a player touches the part, then just end the script here, okay? And then all we have to do is player dot character dot humanoid, or wait for child humanoid dot health equals 0. okay? And then just for fun, let's do player dot character dot humanoid dot break joints on death, and then let's set that to true, okay? So then now if I were to load in and then I were to touch a part, okay, it's because I spelled this wrong. It's break, not breal. And then now if I load in and then I touch the part, it kills me and then it breaks all my joints and it like allows me to discombobulate, okay? Anyways, be right back. Mwah. Okay, boys, I'm back after a minute. Okay, after a minute. Okay, so let me just quickly like refresh myself on what I've done, okay? So yeah, so right here we have the loop that goes through each part inside of the Killbricks folder. Get children is what allows us to access each part in the Killbricks folder, because get children basically just goes into the folder and then we do I'm pretty sure I've already explained all of this, so I'm not even gonna bother. So then now what we actually need to do is we need to make it so that when we click this button, the player gets teleported back to here and he gets some money. So that's going to be so simple. OMG. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to put a click detector inside of the button. So we're going to go to the success platform, I'll be complete, and inside of it I'm going to put a click detector. Okay, and if you don't know what a click detector does, I want you to use your brain for a couple seconds. No, I'm playing. It basically just detects whenever it gets clicked. Okay, so if I load into the game, you can see that when I hover my cursor over the button, like it goes like the cursor changes, okay? And then if I were to click, we would be able to detect when it gets clicked and then like give the player cash based off of that, okay? So then now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open a new script inside of server script service, okay? This is for the Killbrick, so I don't need to touch this anymore. Let me just undo that. So I can rename this actually to Killbrick script, and then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a new script inside of server script service, and then I'm just going to like establish some variables and I'll get back to you. Okay, cool. And then now what we have is obviously like the click detector on a server script, okay? So then now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to type out click detector dot activated, or is it dot clicked? Yeah, dot mouse click, okay? And basically this script is gonna run whenever a player clicks the script detector, okay? The click detector, okay, sorry. Because .mouse click connect function, so we're gonna connect some code to run every time the player clicks the button, okay? And then we're gonna do player who clicked. Actually, no, then we're gonna do local leader stats equals player who clicked, and then player who clicked is equal to player, okay? So whenever this gets clicked, we're going to find the player who clicked, okay? But player who clicked is already equal to player, so I don't really need to do anything with that, okay? So we can just do player.clicked, wait for child, leader stats, wait for child. Actually, if it's a server script, then we actually don't need to do this because it's most likely already going to be loaded. So we're just going to do play who clicked dot leader stats. Or actually, what does it come up with? Yeah, okay. So you can just do dot leader stats dot money, or we can do local money actually, money, and then we can do money plus equals 100, okay? So then the player gets 100 cash, and then what we can do is we can just teleport the player to spawn, okay? So then now if I just quickly like see where is spawn, okay? Cool, it's just this, okay? So I'm gonna get like the position of this part, so it's 0 0 0, that makes sense. And then what we can do is just player who clicked dot character pivot to, and then paste that in, okay? So then we do player who clicked, and then we do dot character, okay? Because whenever we reference player, okay, actually it doesn't reference the player's model. It actually just references the player who's in like the player's service, okay? This is sort of like the identifier. So sort of this is like, okay, this is the identifier for the player, but it's not the player's body, okay? However, when we do dot character, we refer to the character in the workspace, okay? So this would be the character, whereas this is the player, okay? Cool. Doesn't my voice sound like so cute right now? Anyways, and then we do pivot to 0, 0, 0, because that is where spawn is, okay? Pivot to is like doing like position but for models, okay? Or sorry, pivot to is how you change the position of models, okay? So then what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna just like skip the obby. I'm not gonna do all of it again. I'm gonna click this and it's gonna give me an error. Attempt to perform. Oh yeah, okay, I know why. Sorry. It's because I did money. I need to do money.value, okay? Because remember again, if we go into here, so doing player who clicked .leader stats .money, if you look here, so it finds the player, okay? It opens them up. You can't see it. Let me just like load into the game and then explain it. So then what this script does is, okay, it goes into the player who clicked. Okay, this is the player who clicked. .leader stats. Okay, so this is the leader stats. Okay, then it does .money. Okay, so it goes into the leader stats and then it gets the money. Okay, and then .value. Value is the name of the property which shows the number. Okay, so value is the number property, and then we add 100 onto that. We add 100 onto that value, which will then allow this to update to 100, as you can see now. Perfect. Okay, I'm not even like complaining that this broke, but I'll fix that right now. Okay, so what we'll probably have to do is just play who click .character .primary part, and then what we can do is okay, so it actually does work. However, we need to do like a little bit of an offset. Okay, so I'm just gonna do like 5. So then worst case scenario, the player like has to fall a little bit before landing. Okay, so then now if I click this, perfect boys. Okay, let me just run you through that. So the player's primary part is basically just equal to the humanoid root part. Okay, the primary part is like the stomach. Okay, when we refer to the primary part of a player, it's the stomach. Okay, and because obviously like when you move one part of the body, you move the whole thing because like they're glued on. Like if I were to pull your arm, the rest of your body would pull too, because like you have ligaments and joints and stuff. Okay, that's basically how that works. And we do .cframe instead of .position because .position would be like if it was a part, .position would work. Okay, but because it's a human, we have to do cframe. Cframe is basically the same as position. Okay, cool, but it's just like a different name, if that makes sense. Okay, and then we do left, so axis, so then we do 0, 5, 0, and we do 5 in the middle because 5 is height, and then we don't want to spawn the player directly into the spawn location. We want to spawn them like a little bit above it. Okay, so then now what we need to do is we just need to like make the base plate upgrades. Okay, so then now what's gonna happen is basically we're gonna have the player like walk over something. So let's just say we put this in. Okay, and then we can stretch this out like how I yeah, and then what we can also do now is I'm gonna go into this part and I'm just gonna like hold down control and then click each individual texture inside of here. Then I'm gonna do control C, then I'm gonna go back to the part, I'm gonna click on like the little circle part, then I'm gonna do shift control V, and then that's gonna basically just put all of those textures inside of here. Okay, then I'm gonna change the color of this to like maybe like a little bit of a darker gray, just so it like looks like the base plate a bit more. Oh my, I can't wait to take a shower after this, bro. Okay, cool. Anyways, yeah, make it like a tiny bit bigger. Okay, cool. And then what I'm gonna do is just for like aesthetic purposes, I'm gonna put in a billboard GUI, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, billboard GUI. And I'm just gonna raise it up a tiny little bit. Okay, so the way I'm gonna do that is I'm just gonna go into like the, first of all, I'm gonna go into size and I'm gonna do 1,1. Should I do that? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay, cool. And then I'm gonna go back into the part. I did not mean to teleport. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into the billboard GUI. Okay, and then we have studs offset. Studs offset is basically like just
position, but offset is usually like, okay, so the billboard GUI usually has like its own position. Offset is how much are we adding onto that position, okay? So if I just do 0,5, 0, as we learnt before, the middle one is height, and then this is sort of like the left value. So if I do like 5, it's going to stretch it out to the left. Okay, never mind. It's been a minute since I've used this, okay? So like, give me a break, bro. Give me a break, please. So it is size, bro. It's always gonna be some bull. I'm kidding. And then okay, I'm gonna have to cut that out. Anyways, yeah, for the X, we're just gonna change this to like 8 or something, or like maybe like 10. Okay, 10, 0. Okay, cool. That's not that bad. It's tolerable. Okay. Then I'm gonna do always on. It basically like it makes the color clearer. Okay. And then inside of it, I'm gonna add a text label. I'm gonna set the size of this to 1,1, and then it's gonna just like fill out the entire billboard GUI. Okay. And then I'm gonna go into. I hope my voice is like loud enough for you guys to hear. Okay. And then I'm gonna go into whatchamacallit. I'm just gonna like edit it around a little bit. I'm gonna change the font to Fredoka. Okay. I'm gonna do text scale, so like it scales with the whatchamacallit, with the billboard GUI, with the size of the frame it's inside of. Text color white, of course. I'm gonna add a UI stroke into it, and then a UI stroke is like a UI border basically. And then I'm gonna change this to like base plate increase, and then I'm just gonna set this to like $100. Okay. Cool. And then actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna increase the size of the billboard GUI like a little bit more. Yeah, I'd say that's actually pretty good. Cool. And then yeah, that's how we do that. So the billboard GUI is basically, it just holds like GUI elements like a text label, for example. And then just by editing it around a little bit, so we edit the size offset, the middle variable, or the middle value, or the middle number, so that it doesn't like sit inside of the part. And then we do that's about all we change with that actually. And then we change the size, okay? So the one on the left value is like length, and then the right value is height or width, okay? And then in the text label, we just what did we change here? We changed the background transparency to 1 so that it doesn't have the white background, okay? And then we go down and then we change the font face to Fredoka 1 so it looks cleaner, and then we set the text to text scale so that if the GUI gets bigger, so does the text, okay? And then we add a UI stroke just so it has like that little bit of extra flair to it. It adds like the outline around the lines, okay? Cool. And then now all we need to do now is find out. So all we really need to do now is find out when the player touches this, check how much money they have, and then if they have enough money, then increase the size of the base plate, okay? So then one more thing I need to like find out is how big is the base plate, okay? Actually, no, I need to just find out like what value do I change in order to increase the size of the base plate, okay? So I increase the right value. Okay, cool. I'm probably gonna increase it by like 50 or something. That'd be pretty cool, right? Okay, cool. So then now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go into service, create a new script, blah 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 blah. Let me establish some variables. I cannot wait to bump some Justin Bieber after this, boys. Cool. And then what we can do is just do whatever touches base plate increase, okay? Right now, do I have to explain this again for like I will, because I love you, okay? Because I love you. Whatever touches base plate increase, this is like a variable with no value yet, okay? So then what we can do is, oh yeah, and then we can do local player equals game get service game wait for child players. That would be so funny. Players, okay? And then we can just do local character equals the parent of whatever touches the base plate increase, okay? And then we can do local player equals players get player from character whatever touches the base plate increase, okay? So then using this, it's going to go to the parent and it's going to be like, okay, is it a player? If it's a player, get the character from it, okay? Because if we look in here, you can see that this is a player, and in here it has like the character property. what this is gonna try to do is it's gonna like find out, okay, local character equals whatever touches the base plate increase dot parent. So let's say I touch it, okay, me. It's gonna do that, okay, cool. And then, okay, local player equals players, get player from character. And then we put the value that it is now set to here. Whatever touches base plate increase, okay? Actually, no, you would do character. I'm so smart. I've already explained this before. So like, if you get this, then like, just skip that. If you get that, and then me explaining it just like made you be like, what? Ignore it, okay? And then we're gonna do if not player. So if anything other than the player touches it, then return end. And then we can just do if player money. So we can do if player dot leader stats dot money dot value is more than or equal to 100, then player dot leader stats dot money dot value equals 0, or minus equals 0. So instead of just setting it to 0, we just take it away from 100 instead. Because what if you have more than 100 and then this is just taking all your money, okay? And then increase the size of the base plate, okay? So then we can just do local base plate equals workspace dot base plate. And then we can just do base plate plus equals vector3.new, which will allow us to input 3 number values, 0, 0, 50. So then now, for the moment of truth, if I load into the game, let me just read over this. So if not player, then return it. Okay. So if player.money.value is more than or equal to 100, then take away their money by 100, okay? And then base plate, why did I do plus equals? Base plate, okay, never mind, we have to do base plate plus equals, never mind. Base plate, oh no, I need to do base plate dot size. I am so glad I caught that. So then now, without further ado, if I load into the game, and then I touch the part, whoa, that is a close one. Nothing happens. Okay. Base plate increase. Oh wait. So first of all, it's because I don't have 100. Okay, so that actually worked. That did what it was supposed to. But also, I just need to like destroy the base plate increase. So that actually did work. I'm glad it did. I'm glad it didn't like increase the base plate. Otherwise, that would have meant it didn't work. Okay. The reason why it didn't work is because I don't have any money. Okay. So then if I just load into the game, wow, I just beat this whole entire RB. I'm so good. I'm so goated. Click the button, get 100 cash. I'm back at spawn. Now, if I go to base plate increase and I jump on it, it extends the base plate, and then you could just have that for like here and here and here. Okay. I would love to do all that, but right now, I think I have about a while of raw footage, okay? And I'm gonna need to edit all that, and then I'm gonna need to go to bed. I'm gonna need to go brush my teeth, but okay, I don't need to tell you all that, okay? Basically, I have work to do. And then I guess now what I can do is like complete the obby, okay? Cool. So I'm gonna do this. Yo, obbies are not my strong suit, guys. Wait, actually, you know what? No, I have an idea, okay? We're gonna get the shadow clones. You guys remember that from like the start of the video? I'm gonna harness the power of the clones, okay? I'm gonna re-enable this script, okay? How do I do that? Enable scripts. Yes, okay. We're gonna harness the power of the clones, boys, okay? Go. Does he die? He actually doesn't. Okay, that's perfect. Yo, funny how I had that and I still messed up, okay? Let's just go. Shadow clone jutsu. Shadow clone. Okay, cool. No. One more time, and then if I don't do it this time, then I'm just gonna dip. One more time, bro. I'm not giving up on this shit, bro. I'm gonna do this. Boom, 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 boom. Shout out clown jutsu. Boom, boom. No, like, okay, no. I need to be able to do it so that at least it's possible. No. Okay. No, 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 I don't care. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, okay? All these clones of me are kind of annoying, I won't lie. They're slowing down my game a little bit. Nope, they're lagging my game. Let me reset. And before you say, why don't you just make it easier? No, I'm not making it easier, okay? Okay, I'm gonna jump. No, my game's no, you saw that. It lagged. No, why is it lagging? Okay. I thought this runs locally. No! Okay, it's doable. Okay, let me just, like, I'm gonna do it. Anyway. Like, why is it? Okay. Oh my, I made it. No, bro, how did I? Oh my lord, I made it, okay? Yo! I'm gonna cheat on my own RB. If you have to cheat on your own RB, what does that say about you? It says that you're an amazing dev, okay? That needs a break. Okay, now I need to edge backwards a little bit. Oh my lord, I did it. I did it! I did it! I did it! Okay. I'm gonna click the button. I need to have like some victory noise play, bro. Oh my. And then I go over to here. Oh, I worked hard for that base plate increase, bro, and I'm actually about to do that right now. Like, this is probably like I'm gonna do that like just right now, okay? I'm gonna go into the toolbox. I'm gonna go to audio. I'm gonna do yay. Yay sound. Give me like a yay sound, okay? That's perfect. Okay, cool. Let's go new. I was holding my breath, bro. I was praying, please work. Workspace dot yay play. So then now I'm not gonna replay all of that, but now if I just do that, it's a sound. So I guess how you play a sound, bro. You do play. Yay! See, I need those guys like cheering me on after that painful parkour, okay? Okay, cool. If you liked watching me suffer, okay, please be sure to show some love. Hit that like, subscribe, and that bell button for notifications every time I drop an upload, blah blah blah. And if you want to join the Discord, we have like the top link in the description and the top link in the comments, okay? And without further ado, I hope to see you in the next one. Mwah.